Friday, man, when they just doing stuff on a Friday. What's up, everybody? My name is Tim Black. Welcome back. Wow. Welcome back, man. Jesus. I can't believe it, man. You came out anyway. All right. All right. Welcome back to the Tim Black Show. We're here live. We're on X. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. I got my people in the house. Give it up for my people on YouTube, man. Thank you. Tim Black's Pack is in the building. Yo, we in the building on a Friday night. Nothing better to do. Give it up for my man Buck Bewley doing the moderating. And the amazing Black Mamba in the house. Give it up for my moderators. It's time for the moderator. 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 Can't do the rest. Man, what's happening, man? Thank you, people, for tuning in, man. It's good to see all of you. Well, I can't see anybody. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it'd be good to see you if I could see you. You know what I'm saying? Man, I miss live audiences, man. I had a ball, man. I went to places black people don't supposed to go. I went to Portland, Oregon. They had a law that said no blacks allowed. I said, hey, that's my first stop. Gotta go there. You know what I'm saying? Love being where I'm not supposed to be, man. I love breaking the rules. I'm unconventional. I'm gonna do the thing I'm not supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? That's me. Who would like to defy the law? Me. Risk deportation. Me. Yeah, man. I don't know, man. So you know what it is? I don't know about you guys, man, but I'm locked and loaded, man. I really am. I learned early on that you ain't getting out of this life alive. You know what I'm saying? Ain't that something? You can't get out alive. So you might as well go ahead and make some noise, man. Give it up for my people, man. What's going on, man? I see I got Artiste in Texas Grown and Truth Seeker and Tay Diggs in the house, man. I can see my people over here with Foolish Coyotes and Sherry Covington. You know, good to have you, Anthony McDowell. The Biz. We got Biz in the house with Waggy, Nidria, Tony Tone, Robert. Thank y'all, man, for being here, man. That's dope. Dirty Water. There we go. We got Dirty Water up in here. Dirty Water. We got Lee Clinton in the building. Thank you, Lee Clinton, for doing what you do, which is nothing. But thank you for coming through anyway. Big J. Big J. That's right. He said, is he on the toilet? There you go. Is he on the toilets? As if I tell you if I was. Cat Negrita in the building. Cat Negrita in the building. I got R-Test. I've been wondering where Ron Artest is, man. Is he? 8 inches of snow in Primetime County. What? Primetime Country. Snowing? Man, where you live at? Alaska? Where are you? You got to report back, Artiste, and tell us where you are, MJ. Snow, man. I'm looking for the sun. I'm ready to go out and get some sun, fam. Trusto Party's in the building. Thank you, Trusto Party. Good to have you back, fam. Yeah. See, this is where you lose me. Ronk Station. What's up, Ronk? Yo, man, it is, I don't know if you know what day it is. It is Friday, Galaxy. Galaxy Ravers TV is in the house. In Ebony, and ivory live together in perfect harmony. Yeah, man, that's how far back I go, fam. I remember watching Eddie Murphy and Joe Piscopo on SNL do that skit. Ebony and ivory. She cooks and she roasts. What up, Biz? I called out Biz. Abby called out Biz twice. Sue us. All right. Yeah, man, I see the usual suspects in the building. The usual suspects are here. Bloody, Bumbleclat, Bullocks. Bruce, what's up, man? What's up, Nigel? So look, man. Where's everybody? And I got everybody. Did I get everybody? Yeah, I didn't get everybody. Couldn't get everybody. I don't even know where everybody at. So look, fam, it's Friday, man. I don't know if you noticed that because you've been inhaling those things. People still do that. They huff stuff. What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you? That has to be the lowest of all the abusers of substances. The huffers. You know? This is the lowest life form of abuser, you know? Hey, what's that? Give it here so I can inhale it and see if it F's me up. You know? It's like, I don't know, man. I just find it, disgusting. I mean, it's lazy. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're not contributing to the pharmaceutical economy. You know, you go on your own path. You wandered out into the wilderness. You know, you might as well wrap your lips around a muffler. What's that pipe? Muffler pipe. We just say hell with it. Yeah, man. I had culture shock, man, when my people try to move up, man. They try to move into a white neighborhood, man, and they didn't even know it was a white neighborhood. I don't know what we knew, man. I was like 13. I was 13 before we got a house. I was like, in that what's the name? What's the one that lost the election, the Indian woman? Isn't that her story? My mom finally was able to buy a home. And we had a next door neighbor was a businesswoman. Look, guys, it is what it is, man. The Tim Black Show is once you buy the Tim Black mug. It's $20. Get one. Go to timblackmug.com. Stop hating. Stop participating. You know what I'm saying? Damn. Man, I've been noticing the mic. I need the mic to be like right there, man. So what's up, man? We got some stuff we talk about. If you don't know, like typically this is a political news show, right? We cover political news, Black culture, and we cover what else? Breaking news, Black culture, politics, right? That's what we do here. And we have a good time doing it, man. And I got one goal. I tell people straight up, I say, look, I'm trying to help Black people become free of the Democrats. That's it. That's all I'm trying to do, man. It's very simple. I ain't trying to make you vote Republican. I ain't trying to make the Democratic Party better. I'm trying to get your ass out. That's all I'm trying to do. I've decided, based on my foolish ways years ago of believing that this was a redeemable party, I decided the best thing that I could do is help you escape. Yeah, Harriet wasn't trying to, you know what I'm saying, wasn't trying to make slavery more comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Harriet was trying to help people get free. She wasn't like, Well, if we only get beat on Tuesdays and Fridays, we'd have the weekends to ourselves. Now she was like, come on, let's go. Come on. See, the black Democrats are under the delusion. All they got to do is not get beat on the weekends so they could go buy some corn liquor and watch, watch their favorite shows on the dish. You know what I'm saying? Like they done lost their damn minds, Johnson. That's what the problem is. Nah, man, Herod wanted us free. And if you slow down the freedom, she shot you. Yeah, man. We need to be like Harriet Tubman, man. I'm an abolitionist, not a conformist. I'm trying to abolish the Democratic Party. I ain't trying to make it more comfortable for you. If you only take my wife every third Sunday, I mean, really, it's like she's both our wives. You know what I'm saying? But if you only violate her on Sundays, every third Sunday, when I knew you was gonna do it, you know what I'm saying? Then I would feel better about it. We could coexist. No, that's not how it was. That's not what black men wanted. See, if you only sold my oldest, let me keep the youngest, then we could work things out. We understand, you know what I'm saying? Or if you sold the youngest, we ain't that attached to him anyway. Stop crying. See, that's why I want to abolish. I want to get rid of the Democratic Party. I don't want to reform it. I don't want to make it comfortable for you to stay there. You understand what I'm saying? But it's out. So we got to get out of it, man. We can't just be the people that stick with it. Everybody else left. Do you realize, have you ever been at a club and noticed, you looked around, the lights, you ever been at a club way too long? Back in the day when we used to go to clubs. Yeah, once you get like 40, it's like embarrassing to be in a nightclub. You're supposed to be home with the person, with your person. You know what I'm saying? Or you ain't supposed to be still out there at the club over 40 with the 20-year-olds. Wearing the wrong clothes. But if you ever been to the club, man, and you got way too many more drinks than you should have, it's very late in the evening, you've danced with people and sweated out your clothes, you don't smell good anymore. I remember I was at one club, man, I had drank so many drinks, me and my cousin, my brother, we had so many drinks. I remember I came out the bathroom and there was a wall. I thought it was a mirror. I didn't know it was a mirror, Johnson. I thought it was the hallway. So it was like the bathroom was at the end of the hall thing, and I thought it was a wall or a mirror. I thought I was looking at a person, but I was looking at the mirror. I had my drink in one hand, and I was at the mirror like this. Excuse me, cuz, can I get past you? Can I get past you, cuz? Can I get past you? Oh, you ain't gonna move or nothing, huh? You just gonna stand in a brother's way. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I was drunk. I was tore down, man. And he wasn't trying to cooperate at all. He just kept on. I moved to the left, he moved to the left. I moved to the right, he moved to the right. I'm like, man, bruh. Look, man, I'm straight. I'm straight, all right? I don't know you try to hit on me. I don't know what's going on. That's been way too much time, man. So going to them clubs, and that wasn't even the worst night. Like, the worst thing about going to nightclubs and having drinks and being desperate to try to stay young and have fun was dancing with a woman, several songs, only to be there just too long. You were there too long. You were there so long that the lights come on and you can see who you was dancing with. Oh, God. You know, you can suspend reality when it's dark in there. When them lights come on, man, they reveal everything. You know what I'm saying? How you got 3 stomachs? You know what I'm saying? And I got 1 stomach and I need to, well, this was years ago, but you know what I'm saying? But you got 3 stomachs? I thought only cows had 3 stomachs. You still want to call me? Nope. No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. This has nothing to do with politics. You know, folks, what I'm thinking is that we need to just go ahead. We need to go ahead and decide for ourselves. The back in the day, things were better. Things have not gotten better. People say they don't understand when Trump says, make America great again. I'm not going to say it was great, but it was better than this. Yeah, I think we could all agree it was better. You know, yeah, it was better, man. We used to actually fight. Remember that? Remember that? We used to actually fight. We didn't, shoot each other as much. When people got shot, back when I was coming up, when people got shot, it was like a big deal. You'd be like, what? And they pulled out a gun. What? It was almost frowned upon. Like, you know what I'm saying? And somebody, what? What? You gonna shoot? What? Oh, God, I know you ain't gonna shoot me. You ain't gonna knuckle up, bruh. They don't even operate on them terms no more, do they, fam? Yeah, man. People act like they don't know what you're talking about. Make America great again. No, we can make America not quite as bad as it was. How about that, yo? How about we make it not quite as bad as it was? Yeah. Once upon a time, you could work 1 job and your wife didn't even have to work. And I know they say that being a stay-at-home mom is working, but I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to go nowhere. The fact you can do it, any job you could do with your hair in a, wrapped up, wearing your husband's sweatpants. It's a pretty good job, I'm just saying. I don't know how good the retirement is, but look, man, it is what it is, man. But I think we need to go back to another time, man. We just need to change things. I don't even know why this is pertinent to the Tim Black Show, but these are things I think about on a Friday when I got to come up with content. I got some videos I grabbed. If y'all want to go over those, we could go over those, But I get nostalgic on Fridays, man, because I used to go outside. I used to go, I used to go out, Now I don't. This is what I do. This is my life. So, excuse me if I feel like reminiscing going down memory lane where I used to go outside. Used to have friends. They all kept being a part of the rat race, man. I can't relate to them. You know what I'm saying? They do things like commute. But if I had to sit in traffic, I'd make the news. Yeah, man, I ain't sat in traffic like rush hour traffic. I ain't done that in so long, bro. Man, I don't know how y'all do it. Yeah, man, I don't do that no more, man. Only traffic I'm concerned about is web traffic. And I know that makes me, it may seem privileged, but it's not. Let's jump into a couple stories, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all, man. Let's go into a couple stories. I want to say, anybody that's new to the show, we do this 5 days a week. This Friday is a little different because I don't care. I have no filter. I will say anything, comments accordingly, ask questions. We will talk bad about people. We will hurt feelings tonight. Nothing's out of bounds. If you are sensitive, you chose the wrong show. Sure, there's a white progressive doing something somewhere who would love for you to contribute to them. You can cry about pronouns and MS-13 members who can't be citizens. It's the funniest thing, man. Funny. Do you realize they cut you into pieces? Do you realize that? I know, because we had a problem with them in the DMV area. DC, Maryland, Virginia area. It's a real problem. You know, Bloods, Crips, they shoot you. Not the MS-13. They cut you up into pieces. And we got Democrats who don't even be around these people. These elites. Anyway, they don't know anything. They don't care to know. Up there fight. You see Jamel Hill fighting for it? We gotta bring him back. What is up with black women fighting for gang members? They ain't fighting for Tyrone and Lil Wayne, Lil Dwayne, and Keisha. We got some black gang members you can fight for. Jamel Hill, Tiffany Cross. Hey, Robin. What's her name? Joy? What's her name? What's up? Abby. Abby. We got some black gang members we can use your help with. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know. It was Fight for Gang Members Week on CNN. Yeah, there's a few black gangster disciples that could use your help. You know what I'm saying? Fight for everybody except black people. Fight for Salvadorian gang members. I can't believe this shit. Democrats do not want to win. I think this is all a hoax. It's got to be a hoax, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. First, they fighting for trans people. It's 1% of the population are trans athletes. It's not even 1%. 0.0. Like, you know the percentage of, first of all, it's only like 1% trans in the country. But of the trans people that are of the country, the percentage that are of the age that they could be athletes. Imagine saying, ooh, that's who I'm fighting for. I want to advocate for the 0.2.25. And then they wonder why they lose elections. You lose elections because you want to lose elections. Meanwhile, we got black people that want things done in their communities, right? Hold on. I ain't gonna hold you, but check it out. We got black people that want things done in their community. They can't get them done. And the first thing when you say, hey, man, we got to get things done for black people, they be like, well, come on, dog. How are we going to do that? We're only 13% of the population. Well, the trans athletes are 0.20, and they ruining everything for them. How many El Salvadorian MS-13 Trinidad Aragua like gangbangers are voting in the next year's election? And they jumping out the gym for this set of people. Well, Tim, come on, Tim. You can't be President Obama was the president of America. He wasn't the president of Black America. I like to use that same logic when it comes to gangbangers, the MS-13s and the Trinidad Aragua and trans athletes who are men who want to play with women's sports. I want to say the same thing. I want to say, I didn't hear Obama speak up then. I'm the president of America, not the president of trans athletes who were MS-13 gangbangers who got deported and want to come back to a country they were never citizens of. Yeah, man, this is crazy, man. But yeah, Jamel Hill, I saw an episode, man, of CNN with Abby Phillip. They were beating up on Shamichael Singleton. They was beating up on Shamichael, man. Hey, Tim, you can't defend Shamichael, man. He ain't got a black wife. But his wife is brown. So was Kamala. See how they get funky? Now, they would support Kamala for president with a white husband, but Shermichael Singleton, who's clearly a brother, I can't have his back because his wife is not black. I feel you. Keep that same energy with Kamala. They didn't, though. They didn't. Fun times here on the Tim Black Show. I told you ain't nothing off limits, man. Nah, but they was beating up on Shermichael because he was like, well, first of all, because, he talks real, Queen's English. Well, first of all, Abby, I think it's very obvious that I think the American people would very much not prefer that we advocate for the MS-13 killers and the baby beaters over the wills and wishes of the American people that just want to have an economy that works for them, that would benefit those voters who are trying to put their children through law school, and to get a pretty wife and be able to settle down and hold a job. And I think it's very obvious here, Abby. Abby cutting them off and shit. But what about the gangbangers? Tiffany loud and wrong, just. What kind of America do we have if we're not going to advocate for the, hold on, what kind of America do we have if we're not going to advocate for the transnational traffickers who beat up women who come here to this country, who are pursuing this, and what kind of America are we having? And we're losing our democracy. Hold on, we're losing our democracy. Let me finish. We're losing our democracy if we're not able to amputate the members of the people, of the men, of the black men, and out of this Tariq Nasheed, let's see, Dr. Umar car driving, and we're not able to. All right. I'm inside of my system, man. I had to say it, man. It's just bad. It's just like, you can tell when people don't want to win. Democrats don't want to win nothing, man. I'm telling you, man, they're intentionally throwing the elections just to boost their campaign donations, just to make black people come back crying, get rid of Trump, please. Yeah, they're punishing black Americans from going from 95% voting for him for 85. They're punishing black people. Yeah, it's to teach you to be choosing who you want to vote for based on what you think again. All right. Y'all ready, man? Let's do this, man. All right, now remember, this is tonight. Ain't no rules, man. Ain't no damn rules tonight. We talk about whatever we want to talk about. I want to do one serious story. We'll have fun with the rest of them, but I'm going to do serious story. It's a serious story. This was recommended for me to do by somebody on X. I think somebody on YouTube asked me to do it. Let's jump into it, man. It's the story of a 10-year-old black child named Jordan Hill was killed in a hit-and-run incident in Amite County, Mississippi. Everybody straighten up. Let's get into this.
We have more information tonight on a deadly hit-and-run involving a 10-year-old earlier this month. 3 on your side's Teddy Reedy with the latest.
On April 6, 10-year-old Jordan Hill was killed while he was riding an ATV. The driver who hit him was identified as Cody Rollinson, who fled the scene after the crash. According to Emmett County detectives, 911 calls started coming just before noon on Sunday, April 6th. When emergency crews arrived on scene, they found Jordan Hill dead at the crash site and Cody Rollins' pickup truck nowhere in sight. Later that day, police arrested Rollinson and charged him with possession of marijuana and felony leaving the scene of an accident. Rollinson was released on a $41,000 bond for both charges. We spoke with the family's spokesperson, who says they want justice served to the fullest.
We are heartbroken, enraged, and demanding answers after the senseless murder of a 10-year-old Jordan Hill in Liberty, Mississippi. Jordan was simply riding his ATV on the side of the road, not in the road, not causing harm, just being a child. A racist white man took it upon himself to take Jordan's life. This was not a misunderstanding. This was not an accident. This was a hate crime.
More charges could be on the way for Rollinson as detectives wait on Emmett County's crime lab to get back with results. And the FBI is also working this case. They are looking into potential other cases where Rollinson left the scene of an accident. The public visitation for Jordan Hill will be Friday, April 18th, starting at 6 p.m. at the National Guard Armory in Gloucester. The family asked those attending to wear blue in honor of Hill. Teddy Reedy, 3 on your side.
Yeah, when I saw this story, man, the thing that got me was the very end there where it says the FBI is investigating other cases where the alleged driver, well, not alleged driver, he was driving, right? With a hit and run suspect ran over other people and ran off. Just for clarity here, according to reports, the incident occurred 11:30 a.m., 11:45 a.m. Jordan, a student at the elementary school, obviously, was riding an ATV when he was struck by a truck. The driver fled the scene. And the Mississippi Highway Patrol, along with other agencies, is assisting the Amite County Sheriff's Office in the investigation. They said he fled the scene, came back to the scene, and picked up his light that must have broken off his truck during the accident, left the kid on the road bleeding out, and went about his business like nothing happened. Social media posts on X expressed outrage, the alleged racial motivations and a lack of accountability, with some claiming the suspect was not immediately arrested due to systemic bias. Okay, so I want to know the guy's name. I don't know the guy's name. I don't know the suspect's name, Johnson. I need his name. Cody Rollinson, that's his name. They said it, but they said it quick. Cody Rollinson is the name of the man, the killer. Okay, that's who it is. I got a picture here of Jordan Hill. Let me see if I can get that on the screen for us. So we got a 10-year-old child that's lost his life. $41,000 bond for Cody Rollinson, who did flee the scene. This can't be it. Damn it. I don't know, man. Trying to get the child's name, Jordan Hill. I want to see if I can get his picture up on the screen, guys. So what we want to do, I already signed a petition. There's a change petition out there. There's a change petition out there for us. I signed it. Here we go. I signed a change petition to assist with any type of justice, any type of help that we can. I've tweeted it out on my profile at Real Tim Black on X if you want to follow me. I also encourage you to help support that. There's a GoFundMe that's also available. Let's make sure we get the right GoFundMe. Nowadays, a lot of people be running scams. And I don't know what to say about this other than he's out on bail. $41,000 bail means he put up $4,000. They smell weed in his car. I don't know if they tested him, if they were able to determine if he was actually inebriated. He didn't stop. He didn't call 911. He never checked on him. He just came back to grab his broken mirror from the accident while his baby lay bleeding out on the street. He had weed in his car, suspended license, Confederate flags lying outside his house. He walks free. He's charged with simply leaving the scene of an accident and possession of marijuana. Folks, this is Mississippi. And that's not a good enough explanation. See, this is one of the stories that we don't talk about. So what I'm seeing right now, because, we've been talking about the Carmelo Anthony story. We're seeing a lot of black conservatives, for instance, making the claim that black people don't care about black people. Well, I care about black people. I cover a lot of black stories that happen to black people, regardless of who does it. Okay, but when you have a Confederate flag waving Cody Rollinson, who's hit multiple people, who's been released on bond and not even charged with the actual causing the damage. They say he did this intentionally. I don't know how they came to that conclusion, but I'd like to find out. Fled the scene, didn't call 911, is out on a $4,000 bond. So they want to say, hey, we don't cover Black Americans unless I don't know. Unless they're Carmelo Anthony. Well, we're covering Jordan Hill over here, sir. So you don't cover them at all unless you can get buttermilk biscuits from white conservatives who are anti-Black, and you yourself are anti-Black. And that's the only time you cover anything that's Black related, is you can mock them and get viewership in support of conservative folks. Conservative folks with a bias against Black America. I don't know how you make this okay in your spirit. A 10-year-old child is dead. We need to rally to support this family. And I don't know why the police felt it was okay to let this guy go home. I don't know why he's not being charged with more than this. But let's look into it. Once again, it's Jordan Hill, Amite County in Mississippi. And that's all I got, folks. There's a GoFundMe out there. I will update you to this story as more is done. I hope more is done. All right. Let me know what you think about the comment about this story, folks. I already know what you think because you're not animals. That's what you get. There will be a bunch of whataboutism. What about this? What about the time the dog was hit? A dog was run over and you didn't care. Like they'll just pull anything not to focus on the thing we're focused on. If it's inconvenient for them, it doesn't matter. You'll find something else. Hey, what about the time a squirrel ran across the road and you guys didn't care about it? But you care about this? See, that's what I'm saying. Race baiting. Anything involving Black people, where Black people are anyway considered the victim in it, it's called race baiting. Yeah, but Glenn Beck can get on TV and cry all day. Glenn Beck and Sean Hannity can get on TV and cry about anything. The Five can cry about anything, and it's not considered race baiting. Tucker Carlson's last 2 years of his broadcast on Fox, he was crying every night. Every night he was crying. His entire broadcast were complaints of white people going through changes. They're being replaced, can't find jobs, DEI, affirmative action. That's all it was. And no one said, race baiter. Because see, when you complain about everybody else, when you're white, it's not considered race baiting. It's just called being a patriot. That's how it works, Johnson. This is why I could never become a Republican, because they don't keep it real. To them, they'll come up with an excuse why Cody couldn't hit the brakes. He hit a kid with no skid marks on an ATV. He didn't even try to stop. And then when he realized he hit the kid, he came back. It's not like you could pretend he didn't know he ran over someone. He came back to the scene and picked up his bumper or something, a mirror that came off his car. Picked up the mirror, put the mirror in his car, and went home. And didn't use the phone to call 911 or nothing. And there will be a conservative that goes, well, maybe he was traumatized. Obviously, he was traumatized by the events that occurred when that untrained, undisciplined Black kid who hates authority had the nerve to break the mirror off that good Patriots truck. That's what they do. That's what they do. And when you corner them, when I corner these people, and I say, how could you be so damn despicable? They say, hey, man, it's all in the game, baby. That's what the Cartier family would tell me. It's all in the game, sir. Come on, Pop. You know what it is. It's all in the game, baby. These YouTube checks is fun. I said, Candace Owens, you can't agree with this. Oh, come on, Tim Black. That's what's the problem with you blacks. You're just always so focused. You're so bitter. You take things, you hold on to them forever. Let them go. Who cares? It's America. It's capitalist society. We're supposed to make money. This is what's wrong with you black Americans. You hold on to everything for so long. You actually care about things. Stop caring about things. Just get this money, baby. That's what I love about being Caribbean. Yeah, I ain't cut like that, man. And that's why this is why the Democrats and Republicans prefer, was particularly the Democrats. Democrats prefer the islands. They prefer their blacks to be African or be, Indian or something else. And half mix or mulatto or something. Because when you are all black American, when you're FBA, it's always the potential that no matter how bad you go, no matter how warped your brain is, no matter how much you sell out, it's always a percentage, there's always a chance that you're here, that you will wake up and say, hold on a second. Because you got black parents. You understand? This is why. So that's why I had a problem when Wallow was like coming down so hard on black Americans. See, when you're a black American, there's always a possibility that you have to deal with this stigma. You have to deal with discrimination on a whole nother level because no matter who it is, no matter who the entity is, when they got to choose between you, a black American, and somebody else who looks black, but it's something else, they always go, I don't know. It's always possible he'll try to help his people. It's always possible It's always possible this black American will do what white Americans do when push comes to shove, which is identify with their group and to try to help their group that has been disenfranchised. We can't have that. So when they get Lovey and they get Issa, whatever, and the other one, when they go get these people, they know what they're doing. It's not a mistake, is what I'm trying to tell you. It's not a mistake. It's not a mistake. Afro Elite, I think Afro Elite talks about this. And there's others that discuss this, and Black Authority and several others had this conversation because it's real. They want to say that, these people are just making this up, but it's real, man. So Jordan Hill's a 10-year-old black child unalived in a hit-and-run incident by Cody Rollinson in Amite County in Mississippi. And we're looking to build up the change document to get justice done. The FBI is looking into the matter because Rollingston has ran over so many people. And this may just be the straw that broke the camel's back. That's how the people Cody Rollingston has ran over. They're like, all right, okay, come on. This is, we got to look into this guy. This is, all right, I'm gonna let it go, guys. Let me know what y'all think, man. Hit me up in the comment section, man. Anybody got comments, man? Anybody comment on this that I should talk about the, Anybody? We'll get to it, man. Always says Brookhaven is where it happened. Brookhaven. Thank you, always. I appreciate you, fam, because I have no idea. Waggy said a child died. Yes, they did. A child did die. Troy says if his name was Hector Gonzalez, every Democratic clown would show up and show out. Hey, not even that. No. Not if it was Hector. See, this is the thing. This is what I was talking about in the opening, fam. Check this out, Troy. It's worse than that. No, not Hector. If this is Hector, who's not a citizen here, they don't care about the Hector that's a citizen. That's what people don't get. This is crazy. They want Hector. If it was Hector, it would have to be Hector from Honduras who got here last week. If you Hector that's been working, that's been living here, you are a U.S. citizen that's been here 3 generations, they don't care about you. They want new Hector. See what I'm saying? It's even worse. It's even worse than you just described. If that makes any sense. Yeah, man, it'd be different if they cared about Hector that I went to school with. Nah, they don't care about that Hector. They want the ones that showed up last month under Biden, that showed up 6 months ago under Biden's, everybody come on in and get some stuff. Playing. When they left the border open, they forgot. Like, oops. I thought you were gonna, when him and Kamala were sitting in the White House, and Biden looked at Kamala like, hey, did you close the border? I thought you were gonna close it. No, I thought you were gonna close it. No. 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 Oh, Joe, you did it, Joe. You left the border open, Joe. You did it. If you don't leave the border open, you ain't black. Trump comes in, shuts down the border. 95% of the border, you realize 95% of the border activity has been cut off. 95%. Not going through Congress. That's what they kept saying. Well, we tried to get a comprehensive border bill done and Trump blocked it. Yeah, then he comes in and shuts it down without Congress. And now no one wants to talk about that fact. You should see Abby dancing around the conversation. Running around the point. Ellie Mister running his big ass around the point. He was on the Breakfast Club avoiding the issue. Look at this guy, just dodging. We dodging truth. So it look like I'm watching Interview with a Vampire or something, the way these Democrats be dodging the sun. They be dodging the sun like vampires. They be treating the truth like the sun to a vampire. That's what it is. It's horrific, man. I'm trying to tell you, it's horrific what's going on. But yeah, Troy, it's worse. It's worse than we imagine. They don't care, man. They do not care. It really is, man. It's worse, fam. That's why I try to tell people, man, my job is to help black people get out of the burning building, which is the Democratic Party. And that's why my numbers are climbing, because it's resonating with people. They understand that this is what they need to do. And and I don't care. I don't care that, Tom Homan sounds like, finally they got a spokesman for the Republicans who has, more sinus troubles than I do. You know what I'm saying? Someone, but he's on point with his advocacy for closing that damn border, though. Well, first of all, shut up down. We're gonna shut them down. We're gonna get rid of everybody. Everybody's got to go. It's got to get the hell out of here. We got to get your ass out of here. Eduardo and Ecolito and Imahito and Hermelita, they got to get the hell out of here. They can't come back. And it was the third time I've been working with the Republicans, and I've been working with Obama. We got rid of people too. We always get rid of people when people be coming through here. We get rid of them, and I've been doing this my whole entire time. And someone needs to get AOC a book, and she needs to get a book and read a book and understand this is America. Without border, you don't have a country. We got to get rid of these people. Get them out. All these people got to get out of here. We've got to get rid of. They're thinking they're going to be here. They're going to can't be here because we got to get rid of you. And we're going to come get you. We're going to come to your house. We're going to come to your daycare. We're going to get rid of you. You're going to be sitting in the bathroom on the toilet dropping deuces, and we're going to come get you. We ain't even going to let you wipe your ass. We're just going to come get you up out of there. Because we got to have a country. We got to have a border. We got to have a wall. And what's funny, man, which was very disgusting for the Democrats, and it should have hurt their feelings, but they're not really human, is when the Latinos left and went and voted for Trump. That should have been your telltale. We got progressives that are mad at me that say, Tim Black, they be in my comment section, write me hate mail and shit. You've changed. You've become a Trumper. There are Democrats, Latino Democrats left the Democratic Party because they disagree with the immigration. And we got purple-haired, 34-year-old progressives who can't wrap their dumb heads around that you got to have a border wall. You know what I'm saying? Latinos from these other countries who have been here and fought to become citizens, United States, whatever, they are citizens, who left the Democrats over the open border because it hurts their communities and black communities the most. It's not hurting these progressive, these 33-year-old progressives who live in trailers or live with their parents in their 30s, but go with these signs and go sit and block traffic. Yeah, these people that be in my comments and be, sending me hate mail about how I've changed, they don't realize how they're way behind the curve. Like, less Latinos voted for Trump than black Americans because they didn't see this as a helpful. They didn't see the Democratic Party policies on immigration to be helping their communities. They see it as hurting their communities. But they're not in their comment sections giving them grief. Maybe they are. They probably are because that's how they are. They think they know more than everyone else. Yeah, they think they know more than everyone else. That's why you got to get away from them, man. Like these people like Sam Cedarhead and Kyle Kalinske, all these progressive people, they refuse. They refuse reality because they don't care, because it don't affect them. They're all millionaires. They don't care about poor people being displaced by people that are undocumented, that are working, that are taking, that these employers, these crooked-ass employers, are employing. They don't care about it. It don't affect them. They haven't had regular jobs in 30 years, 20 years. They don't care about them. See what I'm saying? Yeah. Cenk Uygur hasn't had a regular job ever. Anna hasn't had a regular job ever. These people have never had regular jobs. Ever. When was Emma Vigeland a regular? Like, when would these people? Nah, you listen to the people that have no backstory that's relatable, not just to black America, to any American that's like in the working class at all. And they're so-called advocates for working class people. This is why they suck, because they don't even know what they're talking about. And they have no call of reference for any of it that they're talking about. None. This guy, what's it, Cenk Uygur's like nephew or cousin? This guy has never worked a real job. He plays computer games. What's his name? I don't know this guy's name. What's this young guy with the hair that was shitting on Chappelle? Because Chappelle and his community did that one, outside developers using like certain loopholes to like create housing that was going to bring down the cost of bring down their property rates and all this shit. Like, the community didn't want it. And they were like, well, Dave, you need to be our spokesman because people listen to you. And this guy who knew Dave, like, threw Dave under the bus because Dave is black and and popular. And blamed him and said, he's an elitist and he doesn't want the developers to come in. No, it's because they're going to ruin and use the loopholes. Anyway, these people, like this guy, Kassan, whatever. What's this guy? Who knows what I'm talking about? What the hell am I talking about? What's his name? That Destiny. There it is, Hassan Piker. This guy's never worked a damn day as a regular person. And that's your guy, him and Destiny. These are your advocates for working people. So this is why Trump can come in and clean their clocks. Yeah, think about it. They make a guy, the leader of their DNC, is a kid who's now a grown man, who's never worked a real hog, who's never worked a real job ever, who survived a mass shooting, not because he did something heroic, he just probably pushed somebody in front of him. You know what I'm saying? And now, because he comes from such a family that had money, he didn't have to go get a regular job. He just became a spokesperson for the Democrats. And now he's the DNC chair. He's not a working class person. He probably doesn't even know any working class people. He's qualified. Why? Because he didn't get shot. I mean, this is what the Democrats are. So now that they're, look, man, it is what it is. It is what it is. Man, I be saying things, man. I'm just trying to tell you, man. I be telling you, look, it is what it is, man. I'm sorry, you don't care about that. The blacks don't care about that. Did we care about that? Did we care about that? I don't know. Did we care about it? I don't know. I don't know. It's like we've all lost our minds, man. That's what it is. We've all lost our minds. We're at the deep end. Democrats went crazy. I always knew Republicans were crazy, but it took time to realize just how batshit crazy Democrats were. You know, you ever know somebody who was like really crazy? Like, you don't want to accept it. One of my best friends, he had a friend he grew up with that I knew through him. You ever had one of those relationships where you don't know this guy, but you know this guy and this guy are real close and they go way back, but you kind of get to know him, so you become friends by extension, but you're really not friends. And we were over his house, and my real friend, went to the store and left me with this guy. And we started talking about things, and this was years ago. We were just talking. And like I didn't understand why he didn't have a regular job. I knew he didn't have a regular job. But my friend never really told me why his friend didn't have a regular job. So we're talking, and I'm like, yeah, I do this, I do that. I'm in computers. He's like, well, I don't work. And I was like, yeah, man, how's that working out for you? How do you do? He said, well, I'm on disability. Oh, for real? He's like, yeah. He said, yeah, man, I can't work. I said, why not, man? What's wrong? He said, I hear voices. That's not something you tell somebody. Like, you should sneak that up. Like, you shouldn't just drop that like a hammer. I'm in your house. I came with somebody. It's just us. We're having a drink. We're sitting there talking. And you tell me you hear voices. I was like, for real? He's like, yeah, I hear voices, man. Yeah, man. Sometimes it gets real bad, Sometimes they tell me to do stuff. And I'm sitting there, and that's when I start sweating. You know what I'm saying? Because what if they tell them to do something right now to me? You know what I'm saying? Man, I don't, I try not to be a violent person, man, but I can't be, I would like to, we all gotta leave, but I would like to go in a manner, that I'm used to, like getting shot, at the gas station, like, like regular black people, like, that, or in your sleep, but not in some guy's house who skipped his medication that I didn't know. Then I got to explain that. Well, obviously I wouldn't be explaining it. You know what I'm saying? But it's like such a white guy way to go. You know what I'm saying? I can't. Nah, man, that ain't how black people, man. That I couldn't. And this guy was black, His name was Don. Don, the schizophrenic. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not knocking schizophrenics. But take your medication, dog, and don't tell people. That's private business. I didn't know. You don't have to offer this. Keep your medical history to yourself. If you got gout, you should just keep it. It should not be something you tell new people who can't leave your house. All right. All right, man. I want to run this next clip, man. The next clip, I don't know, man. I'm sorry, guys. This is things. It's Friday, man. There's no rules. I told you there's no rules. We're going to go to a question by somebody in the chat, man. Then I run the next clip, man. M says, you agree with Trevor Noah, America needs segregation. America needs segregation. I don't know, man. First of all, I don't like Trevor Noah. You know what I'm saying? I tend, when you told me Trevor said it, I tend to want to find holes in it because Trevor's never said anything really that was important or that was truly helpful. Like, remember that time he put out this video, was kissing black women's ass? It's like, yeah, black women, black women. I'm like, black women, and black women. And if you want to do something right, you have to put the black women in and learn that the black women. And I'm like, meanwhile, he's dating all white girls. And the writers for his show are all white guys. You know what I'm saying? And his comedy is all white people comedy. You know, it's like, but, you know, when he found out his show was in it, he was like, you know, black women, you have to have black women. If I want to understand the world, I listen to black women, and black women, black women, black women, black. You know, Godfrey does the same thing. Black women, black women, black women, black women. It's like they get the thing, you know? It's like everybody gets the cheat code. All they got to do is pretend like they care about black women. Ain't what Dr. Umar does. Black women, black women, black women, black women, queens, you know? Yeah. It's like this. That's what you got to do. And then easy selling. Just pretend to like black women. And then, in true Democratic Party fashion, like they did Letitia James. Oh, man, Letitia James is just sad, Johnson. This has nothing to do with your question. But Letitia James is saying, man, you see what they did to her? They just left her out there just floating in a tugboat by herself, just. She out in the ocean now by herself like this. I saw her ranting at some type of event, looking crazy in the face, just, you know, giving battle speeches with no army, just, and we're gonna fight, and we're gonna do this, and I'm gonna stop eating Cheerios and cupcakes and no more Twinkies, and we're gonna stop Trump. And I'm going to give in, and I'm from Howard. She tried to throw that out there, like that was going to get them on her side. And I went to Howard, and nobody clapped and shit. Howard got rats, mice. Yeah, we need to go to Tillman. You should have said you went to Tillman. Okay, so back to your question, man, segregation. Nah, man. We need money. Yeah, we need money, Johnson. We don't need segregation. We need money. We need money. See, white people, there's a fallacy, right? There's a fallacy, guys. Let me tell you, let me break this down for you. There's a fallacy that many black people live under that we need to rectify. White people don't like white people. Yeah, you don't understand. So a lot of black people need to hear this because they don't listen. White people, it's not that white people like white people. White people like money. So, for instance, white people was working white kids to death. Literally to death. They didn't even bury them. They just work them to death when they died in the factories. They just pushed the body out the way and put another kid there. This is what they did, okay? They didn't care about the kids. You know, white people did not care about white kids. This idea that white people care about white people is a fallacy. There's no bigger lie. You know how many white people killed white people? Now, I'm not saying they like black people, but I'm saying white people do not like white people. So that's where we got to start first. White people, there are a lot of racist white people because those are the broke white people that think that they are better than black people. But the white people with money don't like anybody unless they have money. And they want to manipulate the people in order to get more money. So segregation is not the problem. The problem is money. Because if you have money, people treat you better. Just because you got money, because if you got money, you can get a good lawyer and sue the shit out of them. If you don't have money, nobody's worried about you. I don't care what color you are. You go anywhere where there are poor people, cops are taking advantage of them. There are not a lot of black people in this country, fam. It seemed like it when you watch, Tubi movies. But there are a lot of places, there are not a lot of, it's already segregated. See, Trevor, he's smart, but he's smart dumb. You know what I'm saying? Because there are a lot of places you could go in America where you won't see any black people. I've been places where I was looking around like, where are the blacks? There were no blacks. I went to Salt Lake City, Utah. I saw like 2 black people, and they were surprised as hell to see me. We scared each other. Like, but I was at a mirror myself, like. So we already segregated. This idea that America, Chicago is the most segregated city in America. It's already segregated. That does not mean you will be able to afford your Netflix and your Spotify account. You know what I'm saying? Or to go to the doctor. You know what I'm saying? And forget just going to the doctor, being able to afford if you got a problem. It ain't going to the doctor that's the problem. It's the diagnosis. It's the cost of medication. They always want to put you on something, then you got to pay for that. So you know what I'm saying? So, nah, man, Trevor Noah's saying things that he heard other black people say, and he don't know shit because he ain't black. Notice he is socialized with working class black people, but the gateway drug to success in mainstream is black people. Make no mistake about it. I mean, the gateway drug, let me repeat that. The gateway drug to success in America is black America. Middle class, lesser middle class, it's urban city, it's inner city, it's South, deep, dirty South, it's working black people. That's the gateway drug. That's who everybody wants to be. Nobody wanted to be Roberto, like, what's his name? Carlton Banks. Nobody wanted to be him, right? Nobody. America wants to be not just America, the world wants to be poor black. Every country you go to, they're not imitating Carlton Banks. They're not imitating Obama. They're not imitating, what's fat bastard? What's his name? Stephen A. We're not imitating Stephen A. or Jason Whitlock or Candace Owens. They're imitating working class black America and what those people like. That's considered cool. No one gives a damn about anything other than money. Okay? So that's my point. I hope that makes sense. So to answer your question, now I disagree with Trevor Noah. Trevor Noah is an ass kisser, and he's trying to get in. See, he's trying to be relevant after having one of them good jobs that. See, when you get on a network like Comedy Central, people will think that you are relevant because you have a job. It's sort of like Joy Reid and Don Lemon. You can watch a Don Lemon live stream and he'll have 10,000 people on it. That's a lot compared to Tim Black's live stream. That's not a lot. compared to like Sean Hannity's live stream or Tucker Carlson's live stream. You understand what I'm saying? Like, no one gives a damn. Like Willie D can get 10,000 people on the live stream. Don Lemon is not relevant other than having the bad CNN, because at the end of the day, nobody can, because he is not. Charleston White, and, you know, and I'm not a big fan, but the fact that he is poor black adjacent, like he is poor black, and he leans into it because that's where the money is. No one wants to imitate Don Lemon. No one, he's not a touch point. That's not even the question. Your question was about segregation. No. So it's not segregation, it's money. That's the answer to the question. We need to put money in the pockets. And see, Trevor could not say this because Trevor worked for them people. He just wants to get back in. He wants to be relevant. But he only was known because he was co-signed by them people at that network. Without that network, he is unimportant. What is Joy Reid doing now? Who knows? Until she can get back with a network, she will go the same way. Where is Melissa Harris Perry? Where are these people? It is what it is. And, you know, without a network, unless you build it on your own, there's nothing. And if you're not using the collateral, the credibility, the true collateral is Black America. Make no mistake about it. Everybody knows it. And that's why they're so upset. That's why they're so angry with us. It's because it's never been cool. It's never been cool. Even the most popular white country singer, what's his name? Pickle or something? Gumbo? What's his name? Big fat dude, right? And I can say that because I'm a big guy too. You know what I'm saying? But I forget his name. Pillsbury? What's his name? Powder Puffer, Cotton Candy, something. I forget his name. Big guy, right? Who knows this big guy? He wants to rap. You know what I'm saying? Even him. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Somebody knows his name. Big dude. Jelly Roll. Give it up for him. Jelly Roll, that's his name. Even Jelly Roll was a rapper. See what I'm saying? And that's, once upon a time, I know black people invented country music, and that burns white people up, man. Black people invented country music. Ain't that something? White people took it, and now they put their name on it. Now they mad that somebody else, that Beyonce can make a song catering to the whites. But all you got to do, white people always like black women. They've always. Oh, come on, Johnson. They've always liked black women. They've always liked the blacks, you know. But nothing more than a white racist bastard like was to get him some black coochie. That's all it ever was. And they've always loved it. They just didn't want the missus to know about it. Becky would be upset. But the reality was that's what they liked. And they would sneak on down in there, have them come visit them. And that's how it was. That's how the South was built. That's really what held that plantation together, was black hips. That's what it was. Black hips and black cooking. That's what kept the plantation going. You know, so you know, it's nothing new. It's all in America. Everybody want to be a ninja, but nobody want to be a ninja, Tim Black. That's what it is. So we just have to be honest about that. And if we're going to be honest, and we'll tell the truth. They know that it's us. It's everything. We are the best. Not DJ Khaled. DJ Khaled is a coward. He's not the best. We are the best. He knows it. We know it. They all know it. They're going to always know it. So even Jelly Roll is rapping. He was rapping. See what I'm saying? And that's what they hate. But see, at the end of the day, they want money. And as long as black people can, you know, provide a way to make money, then, you know, that's what they do. But yeah. So the racism is actually rooted in money. But the poor whites don't get it, and they don't have any money, and they don't get it, and they don't realize they are being exploited. because white people really don't like them. They just want money. And if they're going to exploit them using the mechanism that's easiest to exploit them is their hate for us, which is fabricated and manufactured. And it's not everybody, but it is playing on that, which is just a fight for resources, which is really what it is, a fight for resources, which are being denied systemically for what? Money. So, I want to have these conversations. We can have this talk. We can chop it up, you know what I'm saying? And not just make it about, there he goes, Lawrence Jones, there it is. Lawrence Jones, slavery allowed them to steal our inventions. Yeah, absolutely. Intellectual property, we have our own IP. They took our IP and many things. Many things. And this is the type of stuff that the Nick Fuentes and Charlie Kirks and Candace Owens and, and all these people don't want to have, they never wanted to talk about it. They never wanted to have those conversations because it's too real. They don't want that. So, look, I saw a clip on TikTok. A woman was talking about, a sister was talking about Carmelo Anthony, and what she was saying was so real, man. I wanted to play it because sometimes when I say things, and I know how I am, it'd be better if somebody else said it, that you can hear another point of view. And yeah, I'd love to bring her on this channel and we can have a good conversation about it and chop it up, man. Matter of fact, if anybody could find her, let her know. I got an open invitation for her to come on the Tim Black Show. We got to start bringing other people on the show. This was never going to be, my goal is not for the Tim Black Show. I want to build this out to a network, and there are going to be other people on the network, not just my black ass. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be the last. I told you I want to be the oldest man in the club. That's whack. You know what I'm saying? I do not want that. Okay? I just don't want people to stab me in the back. Because they don't feel like they're good enough to get it on their own. They got to stab me. They got to kill me to be the only one. That's what they got to do. The people sent them. But here we go, Johnson. In Kenya, loving Kenya. Lord have mercy. Loving Kenya. I'm sorry, excuse me. I didn't realize that, Mrs. Black, that you have a different top you can wear when you're doing videos. No, but I'm saying though, the point is, here's the thing. I've had people come on my channel and they say, Tim Black, if this wasn't a black kid, you wouldn't care. And I'm like, nah, I would care. I cover anything. But I do feel that Carmelo Anthony needs my advocacy. I have a platform and I'm going to use it to help brothers and sisters. That's what I do. I don't deny that I try to help black people. I do. Now, someone said, Tim Black, I got a white kid that's being railroaded. Could you help them? If the story moved me, I'd help him. But that's not the point. The only reason why your white ass came to my channel to make that comment is because he's black. Or because there's a white kid that was unalive. That's the only reason why you here. That's it. The only reason why you have something to say to me is because he's black. That's the only reason why. That's why. That is why. Because you wouldn't have cared. To say that black people don't care when black people are hurt is BS. It's just that it doesn't make the news as often. But yeah, it's sad. It's sad. All the deaths that happen are sad. Black Americans would walk around constantly in a state of depression if they thought about the amount of carnage that goes on in the inner cities, that goes on in our communities. It would be depressing because it would be constant, be unrelentless. It would never stop. And that would just lead to high levels of anxiety and depression and more other things that we're not going to mention on the channel. But she is correct that there are people that are just really upset that anybody's stuck behind this kid. And they don't realize they're programmed to deny that if a white kid who felt attacked by another white kid did something to that white kid, then there wouldn't be no outrage either. It's like you can always have that conversation. You can always go both ways. Okay. But seeing as though we don't control the media, case in point, we don't control the media and what the media puts out there. But people react to it. So it's not, I will never deny that we have a problem with race in America. We do. But who's running that problem? And if we level the economic problem, we would cure a lot of the race problem. In fact, if we leveled the economic problem, we wouldn't have a race problem. Not that I would care to conversate about. Because once the economics is better, then a lot of other things free themselves up. You can send your kids to therapy if you got paper, and help some of these things. You can go sit in a room and have some conversations on a weekly basis, like white kids do. There's a lot of things you can do if your paper's right. I don't know if it'll help, but you could try. So I just wanted to play that because I thought it was interesting. Yeah. I thought that was interesting. What else we got, Johnson? Anybody? Any other comments here? Texas grown. Here's the Lord help keep giving it to us raw, big brother. Thank you, Texas grown, for supporting this Tim Black show, man. I appreciate you. TG up in this joint. See what I'm saying? Like, real shit is real. Like, and that's something that we could say, Johnson, and it's not wrong to say. And I'm glad Texas grown put this up here. Man, a real conversation, a real person is a real person. You know what I'm saying? Only thing I have a problem with Miss Kenya, and this is it, is she may not realize that there are a lot of black conservatives that are leading the charge. Yeah, for every white person that's online saying negative things about Carmelo Anthony, there's a black conservative leading the way. Truly, like really reinforcing the negativity, reinforcing the narrative. They're like leading the charge, man. They're running first through the door. They're the first ones. Well, I'm black and I say this and I agree. And then they stick their mouths out for the biscuit. Like, here goes the biscuit now. And then they picking up the biscuit sprinkles, because that's what they do. Knowing damn well when it was when it was Daniel Penny, they was fine. They were fine with it. They were like fine. They defended it. Well, he saved that entire subway from that unarmed man. They still keep saying Daniel Penny saved the subway from the unarmed 130-pound weakling who hadn't eaten in 3 days, who didn't even have a buck knife on him. You know what I'm saying? They're still using that. Yeah, him dying was his own fault. See, if he would have been quiet, then obviously Daniel Penny wouldn't have felt necessary to kill him. You can't win. Hey, don't get it twisted. Jason Whitlock, you ask Candace Owens what she thinks. These people that want to rehab her image, they don't care that their positions haven't changed. Yeah. Hey man, why did y'all tell me that the old bastard that shot Ralph Yarl? Why y'all didn't tell me that he died, man? Nobody told me. Why I found it out. By the time I found out he died, the story was so damn old. I was like, damn, man. You remember Ralph Yarl, the young black kid? I think he was like 13 years old. He went to the wrong door. He went in the Uber to pick up his brother. He went in the Uber to pick up his brother, went to the wrong address. The Uber took him to the wrong address. He knocks on the wrong door, looking for his little brother, I think it was. And the owner of the house shot him through the door, then came outside and shot him again while he lay on the ground. Remember this? Well, that old guy, he had a heart attack. And on one hand, I'm thinking, that's a lot of money that was saved because, you got to house this old guy and stuff. But on the other hand, I'm like, damn, I mean, there were people defending him. Well, why did he come to the door? Obviously, when a black kid comes to your door, he's up to no good, obviously, because what else could he do? Meanwhile, this guy played the violin and shit. This young kid plays the violin, minds his business. He's a good kid. He just went to the wrong door. But see, we're not allowed to go to the wrong door because we're bad. So if we go to the wrong door, it's to case out the joint. We're trying to break in. Horrible, man. Horrible, horrible stuff. So when you ask these conservatives what they think about it, at the time when it came out, they were like, well, we need to get more information because we don't know what he was really doing at that door. Well, he had an Uber and he gave the Uber driver the address. It's all there. And he knocked on the door. It was the wrong door. He didn't know that. He'd never been there before. He had an address, and the Uber took him to the lane instead of the street. And he knocked on the door, and the guy came out and shot him twice. One while he lay on the ground. Now, only people that get to shoot us when we land on the ground are cops, right? I didn't know private citizens get to do it too. You conservatives are really mixing me up. I thought you believed cops should shoot us while we lay on the ground like they did Laquan McDonald. I thought you were okay with that. Turns out you're okay with private citizens doing it too. I didn't know that. See, I'm getting confused. Now you're gone too far. But yeah, man, nobody told me that about the Ralph Yarl case, that the shooter, it's like 80 years old, I think it was, that he passed away of natural causes. Which is mercy. It's mercy. I don't think being 80, being in jail is probably it's not a good way to go. But yeah, I think jailing is a young person's game. Being 80 and having somebody, bullying you in the showers is probably not the way you want to live out your platinum years. You know what I'm saying? It's probably not the way to go. Well, let's let Biden find out, because I'm all for Biden finding out. What we got in the comment section, fam? Elizabeth Lundy came through. Thank you, Elizabeth. That red grabs me, man. I always thinking, man. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, Black Mamba. Thank you, Dirk. I appreciate all your great work, B1. Thank you, Dirk. I appreciate you, fam. It's unpopular, but yay, it's correct. Find out you can't criticize new ILJ speech laws. You know what unites government. APAC. Literally the chosen ones own America. Keep them divided, easy to control. Yeah. Elizabeth Lundy once again back in the house. Oh, here goes one. The Black Knight rises. If you're not careful, the newspapers will have you hating the people who are being oppressed and loving the people who are doing the oppressing. Malcolm X. Always one of my favorite quotes. Thank you, Black Knight. That's one of my favorite quotes, man. I love that quote, and I love much of Malcolm X's work, man. This just amazing, man. We're gone way too soon, man. This is horrific, man. Yeah, I don't know, man. People want to say it's because of the music. I don't know, man. When I used to listen to rap music when I was coming up, man, I knew it wasn't real. I knew it wasn't real, man. It wasn't like I thought that, I thought NWA was giving me life advice. You know what I'm saying? Scarface was giving us the recipe for cooking drugs, but I knew there was jail attached to that. I mean, I'm just saying, you know, I don't know. Maybe the kids don't understand the ramifications of their action. I don't know. Are we still blaming blaming music? It's like it's always going to be a lane for doing that. You know what I'm saying? When you can blame music and movies and video games, and there was a time when they were blaming video games too. Yeah. I'm trying to tell you though, but the thing is this: I think the economics drive everything, fam. Because white kids consume more rap music than black kids, but the economic conditions make the home life conditions, the environments different, which to me are, you know, that is the truest indicator of what more likely the outcome is going to be based on the economics and the environment of the person, man. You know, because you could go to a movie and watch a movie, and it'll stimulate your mind and give you this, you know, this outlook and this feeling, but to actually implement that in your life is a whole different thing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know, it's entertaining and it may dull the senses to a certain degree, but you got to have the economics and the conditions that are right for that to happen. I mean, you can watch a zombie movie, don't mean you're going to go try to create a zombie movie in real life. I'm not going to say it's positive because people try to live out these things. I'm not going to say it's positive. Don't get me wrong. Some of this music, don't get me twisted. I'm not saying it's good, but I'm saying there's other factors at play. There's other factors at play. It's not just one thing, but that doesn't mean it's good to have trap music, whatever that is. What's that? The killer music. That music that's basically built for killing. Used to call it music to drive by. Spice Radio says, Tim, thank you so much for always keeping it real. Yeah, man, you know, that's the problem though, Spice. And thank you, fam, for being here. People think it's real when like the Wallow thing. Remember, I just covered Wallow, and it's unfortunate, man. Like, I don't know what y'all like. I don't know what content y'all want to see from a brother. You know, I put out a video about Wallow, who was making a comment about black small business. I thought that would do well. I get a note from Google saying people don't care about it. I put out a video about Ray Kugler and Chadwick Boseman. I get a note from Google saying my viewers don't care about it. It's like, damn, who are my viewers? I don't know who these people are. You know, I put out a video about CNN. They don't care about that. It's like, what do they care about? You know, I don't know. But in my Wallow video, Wallow was being very critical of Black America. He was saying how black small businesses be trying to run a hustle, looking for help from black people because they black. I'm like, well, you know, if somebody was saying Tim Black, they said something, I got a comment on it. It said, Tim Black, you know, a lot of soft ass people in your comment section getting all emotional, you know, all emotional. I'm like, you know, you gotta, I don't know what it is, man. We got a segment of Black America that feels like it's okay for black people to be treated like they don't have feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody does that to white people. Like, no one does it to Latinos or Asians. I never hear people talk to Asian people like Asian people don't have feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can I say this? One of the problems that we have in America, where Black Americans concerned, is there was a predominant belief that Black Americans did not have feelings, that they could not feel pain the way white people feel pain. This is a very documented thing. Like, this goes back to the pseudoscience of the 1900s, where they really truly believed that black people that their tolerance for pain was higher. It's just that they didn't care if they were screaming. They didn't care if the black people were screaming as they were doing the experiments without anesthesia. They didn't feel connected to the pain. They said black people were screaming, but you just didn't believe that they were screaming out of pain. You just thought they were screaming just because. But when a white person screamed, you actually cared because you saw them as an extension of yourself. So there was this belief that black people did not have feelings. This was, I believe, just a mechanism for those inhumane people to not feel any guilt. So they need to do, you know, they need to deal with their cognitive dissonance. Like, what does this say about me? If this is a human being that I'm doing this to, then that makes me a bad person. to inflict this pain. But if you believe that that person does not feel pain, then you can do whatever you want to do to them because they don't feel it. Well, that brings me back to Wallow. When Wallow was yelling and screaming and calling black people these names and being very insulting to black Americans who are trying to start businesses from disenfranchised positions, people reacting to that in the comment section going, why is he talking to black people this way? You say you are too emotional. You have feelings. And I have not seen this done in the Asian community or the Korean community, the LGBTQ community, the German community, the Lithuanian community. I don't see it. Maybe it exists. I'd like to see the equivalent of Wallow yelling at black people who are asking him for assistance and cursing them out or telling them that they are going to fail, like whatever. What I'm saying is you are desensitized. You think it's a badge of blackness to not have feelings about things that are said to you. But all other groups don't look at it like that. Wallow would be his last. And Wallow went to a white group and was yelling at them the way he was yelling at black people in that room with those people holding up those cameras. That'd probably be the last time Wallow got hired to speak by white people. Yeah. But he can do that to black people, and there will be a segment of black people going, man, y'all just too damn sensitive. And I'm not saying they need to be canceled, but I just want you to understand you got something to work on, sir. You need to think about what made you think it's okay to talk that way. I felt the same way when Obama was talking down to black people. Remember when Obama used to talk down to black people? Oh, come on, blacks. Oh, Jesus, here we go again. Blacks always want something. You always want something. Put your pants up. No, stop asking for stuff. Get out here and do work for it. What's wrong with Pookie? Pookie wants stuff. Why you gotta ask for stuff, Pookie? Come on, Pookie. Cops beat you up, so what? Walk it off. Everybody else can walk, you can walk. You got legs, you can use your legs. Come on, Pookie, walk it off. That's what's wrong with you. Too many Pookies laying around. Everybody's got a Pookie on the couch. Like there ain't no Pookies in white neighborhoods. But see, I made the same criticism of Obama when he was talking like that down to black people. He didn't go to white America like, remember that one time he went to white America and was like, whites, they cling to their guns and their religion. Because they got a hard day. He was 5 minutes later, he was out apologizing. Well, I didn't mean cling. I meant, they like their guns. They put them on their laps and they rub them and they're nice to them. And I don't mean it that. He was quickly trying to do damage control on that shit. He almost lost an election because of saying that to white people. And that wasn't even that bad. It wasn't like he was saying, come on, white people, stop being racist. Stop being horrible people. Put your damn Confederate flags, show them up your ass and stop being, stop dating your sister. Stop putting that smut in your mouth. What's that shit? What's that tobacco nasty shit that you're chewing? Stop doing that. That's disgusting. That's why your face is falling out. No one's got any teeth. That's because of that shit. Stop doing that shit. See, that he could never say nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Because that'd be the last day that Obama will be. So I have criticisms for anybody who talks down to black people in a way that they would never even consider talking down to white people in. A way that they would never talk down to the Jewish community, for instance, as someone pointed out in my comment section. M, who's very bold, who uses M as his name. Not even a fake name, just a letter. M. Then saying other people are afraid to talk about AIPAC, but I'm just saying, it's funny. It's unpopular, but yeah, it's correct. Meanwhile, his name is M. It's just funny, fam. Everybody else a coward who doesn't do the thing that you don't do. Yeah, man, so I just want to point that out, man. Sometimes we need to check ourselves. And that's why when you disagree with somebody, sometimes you got to be slow to respond because you got to think about the point that they're trying to make, and you may not understand the point they're trying to make. So I try to really sleep with things sometimes. I have a knee-jerk reaction. I have to. I mean, I'm doing a show. I got to think about it off the top of my head, right? But I'm able to later to go back and ruminate over it, think about it for a while, reconsider it from different angles. That's what thinking people are supposed to do, you know, and then come back and look at it a different way and expand upon it. You know, and if I had another person on the show and we were having a conversation, you see that in real time because we probably had different vantage points, and then we're able to have that back and forth, and then we're able to hit different points of view on it. But it's just me. It's just me here right now. So you just get me with all my flaws, with my, you know, my own experiences and my own biases and, you know, my own point of view on these issues, which I will never say is a definitive view, but I do feel strongly about certain issues that I've taken time to research and build up convictions. Who we got over here, man? Who's in the house, man? What? M. Flournoy. I ran into an adulthood at Amtrak when I was buying a ticket. I remember her face was someone she forgot mine. See, I don't know what she's talking about, but what M. Flournoy is talking about, but this is a person that's been with the Tim Black Show for quite some time. Quite some time. Like, I remember this person being in the comments. We need to start canceling these folks. You know, we don't have the ability to cancel them because we didn't put them on. Not really. We didn't really put them on there. You know what I'm saying? Not really. Wallow and Gilly were put on by white America. Yeah, we watch them, but that's not who gave them their platform. Their ultimate platform, Same thing with Drink Kings. Drink Kings ultimately was put on by white folks. You know what I'm saying? Ultimately. Unless it was Diddy. Was it Diddy? If Diddy put them on, they would revolt. Is that revolt? I don't know, man. What's going on with revolt now, man? look. Me and Everett's having a girl talk. I feel you, fam. I feel you. Look, sis, I'm all for it. I support it. I just saw your name and I haven't seen you in a while. Not meaning you haven't been here, but I haven't seen you in a while. I just want to give you some love. That's all that is. That's just love. Ain't no but love, sis. Because I see my people that have been here for a while. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right, guys, look. I'm running out of stuff, man. Make sure I got something. Okay, I got another clip, though. We can jump to another clip real quick. Buck, if that's cool. Black Mom, if that's cool. I got a clip.
Who knows where he gets it from? It doesn't make sense.
Even get this from?
Who knows where he gets it from? It doesn't make sense according to the science. It doesn't make sense according to humanity. And it's time, I think, for all of the nation to stand up and say so. Look, Dr. Georges Benjamin came out. He's the executive director of the American Public Health Association. And he said that Secretary Kennedy should be fired or resign. I wholeheartedly agree with that statement. Day after day, we hear another travesty that's happening to public health. We hear about funding cuts of critical programs. We have a whole population that's been dehumanized and disgraced, if you will. And quite frankly, public health is sick of it. And increasingly in our circles, we're talking about pushing back, asserting. Already during the pandemic, we saw an assassination, if you will, of the integrity of public health science. You saw an anti-science culture fomented in the U.S. government. And it's like we've fallen off of a cliff, and where will it end?
It is amazing to me, Chair Michael and Abel, that the Trump administration and all of their merit-based whatever could not find someone with actual qualifications or at the very least deference to the people who have qualifications to be in this role. I mean, to Dr. Purnell's point, this is Christopher Banks, the CEO of Autism Society of America. Claiming autism is, quote, preventable is not science-based. Autism is not a chronic disease, nor a childhood disease. It is a lifelong developmental condition. It is not an epidemic, nor should it be compared to the COVID-19 pandemic. And using language like that perpetuates falsehood, stigma, and stereotypes. All he has to do is just say, I'm going to let the people who know about this talk about this. But he did that instead.
Look, I'm not a doctor. I would probably do this a little differently. I think science matters. It's important. I think we should probably use this opportunity, especially with the growth in AI, to figure out how we can better address some of the needs of children with autism. I mean, Doc, you would know better than me where this begins. Let's put the focus there and figure out how we prevent this going forward. The technology, I think, is increasing to do that. So that's probably what I would advise the HHS secretary to do. A lot of families have to deal with this. A lot of parents worry when they pass on who's going to take care of their children. This is a very sensitive issue. And so I would just have a very different outlook in addressing
What's going to happen now? I mean, he says he's going to find the cause of autism in this year, this calendar year.
Well, first, Abby, he's been on the job for 90 days, a little less than 90 days. So I think that we should just give him the benefit of the doubt, don't you?
No.
Can I ask you, like, honestly,
Hold on, one at a time. Hold on. Guys, 1 second, okay? Let me just let him express what he's going to express, and you can rebut
the
it.
Health and Human Services, you're going to be here saying the same thing. It just seems like everything President Trump does, you're going to oppose, no matter what. And
it
look,
seems like everything he does, you're going to support blindly
No,
and
not at all.
foolishly.
I'm saying-
and it leads the rest of us down the
what I'm
plane.
saying
This
is
is
let's
the
give
challenge.
this man
This
a
is the
benefit of
challenge.
the
He
doubt.
built
Look.
this cabinet off of loyalty, not off of expertise. He is politically inept, and his first job in government was as president of the United States. And you see how dangerous that is to have a reality TV star elevated to this post and play with.
Elevated, no, elected, not elevated. He was elected 3 times by his party. Man, God, I think I just got a problem with her. Let me just let her. Let me not comment on her.
Our health in the process. Let me just explain to you what's happening right now. The HHS cuts. Right now, they have already cut programs from the CDC that were studying infectious diseases and studying STIs. They are going through looking for any little thing that has anything to do with diversity, equity, inclusion. Yes. They are the didn't earn it hires.
What does that got to do with health, though? What does DEI got to do with health? You're talking about the hiring criteria, not talking about the actual health services that are being applied. You know what I'm saying? So that, come on, damn, I just said I wasn't gonna cut off. That got nothing to do. Why are you bringing up DEI, man? Always. For white women. So tired of this.
We have a qualified doctor here, a qualified medical profession who works in the medical profession telling you this is a problem. And yet still you are spitting in our face trying to convince us it is rain.
Man, why did, damn, I hate, man, I'm going to stop watching Abby, man, and she's going to keep bringing this her on, man. Jesus Christ. Spitting in our face. He has a different point of view. Just gaslight. God damn it, man. I mean, I'm sure there are, look, man, I'm sure there are other people in media that are horrible. I just can't think of one that's worse than her. I just can't think of one that's worse than her. You know, I'm sure it is.
You have to at least, but can you please be sensible and say this is a problem for the American people? It's not a political issue, Abel. This is a matter of our health.
One at a time, please.
You can't say give someone a benefit of the doubt when we already have proof in Texas that 2 children are dead from a measles outbreak that should not have happened because you have a secretary. 2
people are dead because of measles, and that's RFK's fault. Okay, I want to hear her say why it's his fault.
Who has consistently and systematically undermined the science around vaccines.
Because he's systematically nah, man. The people that see, this is such a big, people that do not trust America started way before RFK ever came into. Way before RFK was appointed to anything, there were people that did not trust America, particularly American health. You know, so what she's saying don't make any damn sense. I mean, I grew up around people that did not want to get a flu shot for a reason, right? And this is before RFK. This is when RFK was still doing coke and going on his coke binges and stuff back in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? So what is she talking about? She's going to put that on him. Really? He wasn't, you know, people didn't trust medical profession, didn't trust government vaccines way before that. And a lot of reasons why people don't trust it are rooted in reality and history of the United States. So what is this, man? You know, so yeah, it's a problem, but this statement does not make it so that it's his fault that 2 people died of measles. You know, 3 people got shot at a college. At FSU. I don't know if they all made it. 5 people got shot. I don't know how many people died. But it's not somebody's fault. It's not Rupert Murdoch's fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you talking about? Because the person like watching Fox News, for instance.
How can we give him a benefit of the doubt when he spent decades being a charlatan when it has come to...
He had no authority, no power, no agency. There are all types of people. See, this is why I can't take this stuff serious. Now she's talking about what he did when he was a private citizen. Come on, man. A director, NAACP Center for Health. Okay, now I get it. You know, gaslight and make everything about everything else, and now you get to apply when he wasn't. You know, he's been an official for what? 3 months? And now somebody dies of something, you're saying it's his fault. And now you're putting into the record something he talked about before he was appointed.
Science and public health issues. Here is a person during his nomination process who espoused medical racism. He said that Black and African American people had different immune systems.
You knew she was going to go to that quickly. You knew she was going to go to that. NAACP Director of Health. Look, and you know what, though? She's right about that. Like, that was a horrible thing. Like, he should never said that. And I had to fact check this part because he did, in fact, make a statement. RFK Jr. made a statement about Black Americans having a more durable immune system or something to that extent, which is pseudoscience, which is also dangerous, which leads back to something I brought up earlier about these fallacies that people believe about Black Americans. They made Black Americans put us in a dangerous position, you know, and also gave them the ability to inflict more pain on Black Americans, saying that Black Americans don't feel pain like white Americans. So it's part of that weird, non-scientific BS, right? It also can lead Black people to not want to seek out medical treatment, okay? So it's a double-edged sword. So though I disagree with her previous rhetoric, right? That doesn't mean I'm going to run interference when RFK made a dumbass statement. In fact, he made that statement a few years ago, before he was running for president, okay? So I don't know if I think he's been called on the carpet several times about making that statement. It was very clumsy and very, very haphazard that he made that statement about Black Americans having more durable immune systems, which ain't true. Yeah. Better in the sun, okay? Gotta burn your protection from melanin, but there's other issues as well, okay? Some things are different, okay? Some things are DNA related. There are some different characteristics in Black Americans and white Americans or European Americans and African Americans. You know what I'm saying? Africans, but let's not be twisted. What RFK said was incorrect and could be misinterpreted and misused to deny Black people certain types of treatments. And also give Black people a certain type of false sense of security that you don't need certain types of treatments. Okay? Okay. All right. Good to go. Got to kind of try to choose my words right, correctly.
Excuse me, sir, there's no room for a benefit of the doubt. As she was just saying, we have gutted programs at both the CDC and the FDA.
Gutted programs. Gutted programs. Man, folks, I'm going to tell you something. We got programs that run in the government that you got 100% of the funding. Say the funding is $1 million. It's way more than $1 million, but say it's $1 million. Only about 300,000 of that money actually goes to the actual thing they're talking about fixing or eradicating or solving. Do you understand that? Do you understand what I'm saying? We got $1 million, only $300,000 of the principal is even going to the thing that we say we're trying to fix, eradicate, or resolve, okay? So 70% of the budget is not even being applied to that. So if you cut the budget, why aren't you just cutting from the 70% that's going to things that don't have to do with resolving the problem? She knows that. Everybody, folks, everybody knows what I'm saying is true. Nobody can even refute it. But it's a big-ass slush fund where they just want the money to just keep on coming and never fix anything. Yo, it should be the other way. 70% of the money should be going to resolve the problem, and 30% should be overhead and other costs. And that's actually good, because in the non-government organizations, like that Make-A-Wish Foundation, only like 1% of the money that was sent was actually sent to help the kids. The bulk of the money went to salaries and expenses and all other types of crap. Okay, so that's actually pretty good if 30% goes to the actual thing. And see, this woman, this Dr. Purnell, she knows what I'm saying is correct. No one can even refute it because it's sound. It's accurate. And they're not even interested in fixing it. They're just mad someone is cutting off the money for us. So that's why I get upset about these types of stories, because everybody's phony and they're operating under a false pretense. And the average American, I don't know if they know it or not. I don't know if they know exactly what's going on, but there's a lot of BS and a lot of corruption. There's a lot of fraud, waste, and abuse going on in our government. It's a lot of fraud, waste, and abuse going on in these private organizations that take your money, that take your donations, and live lavish lifestyles. Meanwhile, the people that they say they're helping, they just throw these little events. They help a very small percentage of people to make a big show of it. They hire a PR company to make things look like they're doing something, and they just keep their lifestyle going. You understand what I'm saying? It's a big-ass racket. That's what it is. Wow. It's sad. It's sad, fam. It is sad. Catagrina said, my mom went bankrupt putting me in therapy. I believe it. I believe it, fam. I believe it. Damn, bankrupt. Always they hustling. They hustling, fam. Nah, man, I can't take calls, Tyrone. Who said that? Tyrone said, take calls, man. Here's the problem with calls, man. Here's the problem. If I take calls, we got a bunch of, I can't screen the calls, bro. And all we end up with is a bunch of people calling in trying to get famous off the show. And I don't know, I don't even know how you get famous off the Tim Black show. I know I haven't been able to, so I doubt if they're going to be able to. But they'll call up and not even talk about the topic at hand. I need a screener to screen the calls. That's what they do on the radio shows. You call into the radio shows, they be having screeners, man. I would consider it if I had a way to control who gets to get on the phone. Because I spend so much time, it's hard every night. It becomes a wrestling match with morons just trying to come on the show to make a name for themselves. Just yipping and yapping and being crazy. And then it takes away from the good people. You know what I'm saying? That have a good dialogue. Don't get me wrong, I kind of miss it. Because one great call will make my night. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it helps. I ain't got to do the show by myself. I can have people call up and be on point and say great things, interesting things that add to the show. I love that part, man. That's the dope part. But the downside, I remember that part too. It was good sides and downsides to the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. StreamYard. Yeah, that's what I use. I use StreamYard. You know what I'm saying? I do. Maybe I'll look into it. I got StreamYard, fam. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them stopped coming because I stopped taking phone calls. Then all of a sudden, the show ain't good no more because they can't call up no more. Funny how that happened. Yeah, funny how that happened because that was an outlet for them to be able to call up and talk. You know? It's funny. It's what it is, man. Well, look, it's Friday, fam. We had a great show tonight, man. I want to thank everybody who came in tonight. I want to say thank you for checking out the show. Hopefully you shared it. Hit the like button. Let people know about the show. Help us in this damn algorithm. Help us fight the power with the algorithm, folks. I appreciate y'all. We did good work tonight. I got the best people coming through, man. Let me make sure I got all my super chat people, man. Let me make sure I got my crew, man. I got Trust No Party with a super sticker. Honesty Telling. See? Honesty Telling. I love it. And if people would call up and be honest, hell, that'd be okay. That'd be dope. Not only did they claim black people could tolerate pain, but claim the screams were a manipulation tactic. There it is. There it is. You know what? As I was talking, I was thinking about that, but I kind of wanted to get out of the topic. But you're right. He wasn't really scared, or he wasn't really in pain. He just wanted to throw us off. Man, people do not know this history, and we got people. We got people to this day. We got people to this day denying reality, saying these things don't exist. But they were built in America. You know, if you're American, just like you got an accent, you had nothing to do with the accent. You came from a certain place, right? I'm not saying you can't get rid of your accent. Put it this way. Racism and bigotry and bias are all different things, right? Racism, bigotry, and bias are all different things. And we all have them. But some of us can't do anything with them. What can you do? You know, if you're sitting at home going, I don't want to see this on my screen, get that off my screen. Who does it affect? You know, nobody. You know, you're sitting at home in your own room, I don't want to see that. That's what most biases are. They're harmless. You may be missing out on a good show and a great storyline, but hey, it's just you. You're not changing the price of tea in China because you don't want to see any men kiss. You know what I'm saying? Who cares, right? Even though the liberals and the progressives want to shame you for not wanting to see it, you have you have a bias. You don't want to see that. Fine. Then we have bigotry, right? And bigotry I feel like it's a choice. You know what I'm saying? I feel like bigotry is a choice. A bigot is a person who's made the decision, I feel, based on their, inclinations, you know what I'm saying? How they feel about things, based on their worldview, based on the environment and what they've been fed, okay? But I think bigotry is a person who decided they want to feel the way they feel. Now, a bigot can change their opinion, because it really is based on opinions. And sometimes it takes activities. It takes actions that happen in your life for you to change out of that bigotry and say, like, you know what? I don't want to be like that way anymore. I want to see things a different way. And something happens that made you come to this conclusion that you were wrong all this time. And that happens. Sometimes that occurs. And that's the beautiful thing when it happens. But then we have racist. And racists are very dangerous. But also what's so bad and prevalent about racism, what's so diabolical is I look at racism because there's two different kinds. There's the intentional racism, and then there's the unintentional natural racist. And a natural racist is like an accent. Like if you're born in Australia, you're going to talk a certain way. You're going to have an accent. If you're doing down south, you're going to talk a certain way. You know what I'm saying, Rody? Oh, yeah, Rody. You know, you're going to have a certain slang, you know? If you're from Kentucky, you're going to talk a certain way. Or you could talk a certain way. You know, I'm from Maryland. People say I got a certain type of sway, a certain type of articulation, you Bammers. All right, cuz. So that's what I envision. Like, that's how I see racism. You know what I'm saying? And just like you didn't choose to sound like you're from Boston, person from Boston. You know what I'm saying? So it impacts us all. Racism can impact us all. And that's the implicit bias, where it's kind of built into the cookie. It's built into the cake batter. It went into the batter of the cake. It's an ingredient in the cake, and it's in there. You know? And that's because this is the environment, this is the way that the batter was made. And the batter itself is a society. And people got to unlearn it. And people got to remove those ingredients. And go gluten-free. Which is a lot harder than it sounds. And then we got those people that just want to be racist, like Charlie Kirk. Yeah, that's different. Yeah. Then you and then you got sellouts like Brandon Tatum and these type of people that are intentionally doing things for money. Rob Smith. You got these people that make videos. I'm sorry, white America. I want to apologize to white America for black people helping Carmelo Anthony the killer. I want to apologize, white America. Yeah, those, these people are these people are bad, man. We need to get rid of them. But if you like me, man, you say, we have to find a way to avoid them in our lives. That's all we got to do. So we got unique challenges, but we got to be resilient, and that's why I say we are built for this. We are built to deal with this. We can overcome this. We can deal with this. We gotta be able to separate ourselves from the morons. Because let's face it, man, some of us ain't gonna make it. Some of us ain't gonna make it, and that's okay. Because you can't save everybody. That's why I started all talking about Harriet Tubman. Harriet Tubman. She was trying to make you free. She wasn't just trying to get you a day pass for Valentine's Day. She's trying to make you be free for your whole life. All right, guys, my name is Tim Black. Thank you for being here. Contact me at tim@timbblacktv.com. Pick up a mug. Go to timblackmug.com. Get your mug 20 to your door. Yeah, 20 to your door for the Tim Black mug, guys. timblackmug.com. I got nothing but love for you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing. Remember, sharing is caring. Share somebody this broadcast. Let them be up on the Tim Black Show and the Wolf Pack. Thank y'all, Wolf Pack, for being there, Wolf Pack. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Have a safe weekend. And like I always say, M. Sparks in the building. Cornbread Nation, Lou Maldonado with a super sticker on the way out the door. Thank you, Lou. I'm glad I checked back for y'all. Nothing but respect and love for y'all. And remember, like I always say, where are my ladies? Where are my ladies?
Now, there you go. I can't wait till it's my